The millennial trend right now is to relive your inner child and to touch on things that made you happy when you were a kid. And I always wanted a dog as a kid. And I always had a camera in my hand when I was younger. And somewhere along the way, I lost touch with photography. And it was when I got Nelle where I started to almost live the dream that I had as a child of having a dog, that I reconnected with photography, and it reminded me of how happy it made me. My name is Ellen. I'm from Denver, Colorado, and I'm a photographer. I'd wanted a dog my entire life, and I knew that when I was old enough to make my own decisions, that the first thing I would do was get a dog. I always had this idea of calling my dog like my name backwards, and when I first met Nelle, it was just so obvious that her soul was a reflection of mine that Ellen backwards became Nelle. I went to an adoption event with another little Australian Shepherd mix in mind, and I saw this dog and we made eye contact. And the entire way over, I was kind of looking at the other dogs in the different kennels, but I kept looking up and she was still staring at me. I will never forget the moment when I opened the crate and pulled her out. I put her on the ground and she immediately started doing figure eights between my legs and then stopped and looked up at me, and I just started crying immediately. I melted, I crouched down on the ground and I hugged her, and she immediately started giving me kisses all over my face. I have never felt a connection the way I have with Nelle. Nelle can tell the difference between when I'm sighing after a long day of I need to relax, versus when I sigh really big right before I'm about to cry, and she will run across the room and cuddle me. And she can really sense how I'm feeling and when I want her closer. And it's just, I don't know, it's really indescribable. When I adopted Louise, she had this little nub of a tail, and I assumed it was some type of accident, maybe, that it had gotten cut off. And somewhere along the way, I heard about Embark. Embark made it so easy to test my dog. They send the kit to you in this nice little box and everything is labeled. The instructions are super easy. I got the little kit and I pulled out the little swab and I had my treats ready for after I swabbed her. And I swabbed my dog, put it in the envelope. The return postage was paid for, so I didn't even have to go to the post office. I just put it in my mailbox outside. And then getting the breed reveal, oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I was like, this is fascinating. I did a huge, deep, long delve into each one of the different breeds that my dogs are. Louise is so interesting. I knew that she was part husky since I had met her mom. And then finding out about her tail was so interesting with the Australian Shepherd mix. She's got Boxer, she's got Shar-Pei. Nelle is an Australian Shepherd mix with German Shepherd, Beagle, which you can only hear when she does her alert bark. It's like a boo! You can totally hear the Beagle, and that's the only time you can hear it. She's also got Golden Retriever, Lab, Sheltie was another one, and then Australian Cattle Dog. Another thing I like about Embark is they are actively always updating me. Every single time I get an email that says you have a new relative for your dog, I open it immediately. I'm like, please tell me that it's gonna be a sibling to one of my dogs, because I know they're out there. I now have a few relatives that are like uncles or a cousin or something like that. I haven't found a sibling yet, but I still have my fingers crossed.